So, on our May 2025 Disney trip, we got to do one of the coolest things that we've done in a while. Okay, so it wasn't exactly Disney, but Universal announced that they were opening up preview days to the public for their brand new Epic Universe park. So we decided to take a little detour and go check out a brand new park. Since we were already going to be in Orlando, we figured why not take a day, beat some of the crowds, and go check it out. So I chose May 19th for our day, which actually ended up being the last day for the public previews before the park was going to officially open on the 22nd. Now, we knew ahead of time with a preview day that everything was still technically going to be in rehearsal, so not everything was guaranteed to be open, but we ended up tremendously lucky with how much we were able to experience and how much was actually operational that day. To make sure we could maximize our time in the park, since we really only had the one day, I booked us a stay at the new Stella Nova Resort. This gave us access to the early entry hour, and we were just able to walk right over to the park in the morning. So no dealing with Ubers or traffic. It was so convenient. So enough rambling, let's go check out Epic Universe. So here we are pulling up to Stella Nova. This is one of the 3 new Universal resorts that was built along with Epic Universe. I think we ended up getting here about midnight, so we really didn't have a lot of extra time to walk around the resort and kind of check everything out because obviously everything was closed by then. We were really only here just to sleep for the night and then walk over to Epic in the morning. Now this resort opened towards the end of January, so everything looked bright and fresh, and it even still had that brand new building smell. We ended up on the back side of the resort, so we actually ended up with a pool view. But again, we got there so late that you really couldn't see much, not a lot was going on outside. We made sure to be down in the lobby nice and early because we found out that you could actually purchase express passes right in the lobby of the hotel. So that was super convenient because then we didn't have to wait in line in the park to get them. We grabbed a couple things in the gift shop and then headed out. And that was our short little stay at Stella Nova. We had a full park day, so after eating dinner at City Walk, we ended up just heading back to our Disney resort for the night. But I would 100% book here again, purely for the convenience of the 10-minute walk over to Epic Universe. We made it through security and then we were in. And looking back on it, I'm really glad that we got to do this because this was such a fun day to do, and it's been so long since either of us felt that buzz of getting to explore a brand new park. Our plan for the early entry hour was to head straight to Harry Potter Battle at the Ministry and try to ride that first. Now, even though this ride wasn't actually open for early entry, fortunately they let everyone go right into this section of the park and even straight into the line for the ride. There was no waiting around for the portal to open, and we didn't have to deal with stampedes, thankfully. It seemed like we ended up in a good spot in line to wait for the ride to open, but little did we know we'd actually end up waiting in this line for about 3.5 hours. Once the park officially opened at 9, the delay announcements started. Little by little, we'd keep moving along as people were leaving the line, so this would give us a little bit more hope that we were going to get on soon, but it at least gave us a little bit more to look at and keep us distracted. One thing's for sure, the queue for this ride was absolutely incredible, especially that main atrium. I mean, pictures, videos, words, everything just do not do it justice. You really need to see it in person to believe it and to see how spectacular it really is. It was at the point that we were just past that main atrium, and I think we were about 2 hours deep waiting in line at this point when they finally announced that the ride was coming back up. Everybody was super excited. We were super excited. So thankfully, all of our patience paid off and we actually got to ride Battle at the Ministry. And we got super lucky that we actually got to ride it because it ended up experiencing technical difficulties all day. And overall, I thought the ride was really good. I'd give it an 8 or a 9. The technology, the effects, I mean, it was truly one of a kind. It was kind of Star Tours meets Harry Potter Forbidden Journey, where it was a motion simulator, but you had kind of live effects mixed in too. It was really cool. But to me, I hate to say it, I think the line might have even been better than the ride. Then we decided to enter How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk, and this world was just as immersive as the last. The first thing we did over here was the ride Fire Drill, and now we had record highs for May on this trip, so this ride was perfect because we got soaked. We even ended up in our own boat, which was really cool. We did Hiccup's Wing Gliders, which was a super fun family coaster, which even featured 2 launches. After quite the conversation with Gobber, he recommended that we go try the, quote, authentic Norse mac and cheese. So that's what we did. And they were as amazing as everybody said. Definitely 10 out of 10 on those. After that, we got our first glimpse at Super Nintendo World, and wow, this one was one of my favorite areas. It was hard not to love this world. The theming was top tier and went straight to our little millennial hearts. Big time nostalgia here. As soon as you walk through those doors, it was like you just stepped into a Mario game. I mean, the larger than life set, the music, just pure chaos everywhere, and we absolutely loved it. The first thing we rode here was Yoshi's Adventure, which was a cute, slow-moving tram ride, which gave you some pretty incredible views of this place. And I love Yoshi, so I probably loved this ride more than I should have. By this point in the day, Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge and Minecart Madness were both down for technical difficulties, so we decided to go check out a different portal and then come back to those later. So we made our way over to Dark Universe. Now this world was dedicated to all the classic Universal monsters like Frankenstein, Dracula, Wolfman. It was very cool. So this meant it was time for Monsters Unchained: The Frankenstein Experiment, and this was another ride with a very well-themed queue. The idea was you were walking through Frankenstein Manor to meet Dr. Victoria Frankenstein and the Frankenstein monster. This ride was set up very similar to the Harry Potter Forbidden Journey ride over at Universal, where you got to come face to face with all the classic Universal monsters. This one was definitely up there for one of my favorite rides of the day. Then we decided to take a little break at the Burning Blade Tavern to kind of get out of the heat for a little bit and try some of the iconic snacks that they had in this world. Unfortunately, the Curse of the Werewolf ride was in fact closed this day, so we were not able to ride that one. Oh, and we also did Stardust Racers, and I love roller coasters, but this one scared the hell out of me. This has to be the best roller coaster I've ever been on. Pro tip, go for the green side. Afterwards, we decided to go back to the Wizarding World Ministry of Magic because we wanted to do some wand shopping. And stop at Bar Moonshine for a couple drinks. This Wizarding World is set in Paris from the Fantastic Beasts series, and again, the theming and attention to detail is just incredible. It's just as immersive as the other two Wizarding Worlds, but the scale of this was on another level. We then decided to go back to Super Nintendo World because we noticed Bowser's Challenge was opened back up, so we needed to check that one out. Now the queue for this ride was set up like you were walking through Bowser's castle, and again, the details were everything. So well themed, so immersive. I will say there was a lot going on in this ride between the steering, the virtual element with the visor, the backdrop, but the innovation on this was truly one of a kind. From there, we decided to go to Donkey Kong Country, which was basically a different land within the land, and this is where you'll find Minecart Madness. This was another ride that we hit very lucky because when we walked up to the ride, it actually said it was delayed, but we decided to just kind of hang around the entrance of the ride to see what would happen, and within 5 or 10 minutes, it opened back up. So we were able to just jump right in line, and we moved right through the line pretty quickly. It did end up going down for another delay while we were in line, but it didn't last very long and they got it opened back up pretty quickly. So we didn't wait long for this one at all. A little short, a little chaotic, but overall it was a really fun little coaster. The park was closing at 8 p.m., so I think we had about 20-ish minutes left in the day. So I decided to grab a little snack at Yoshi's snack stand. I got the pizza calzone. It was a nice little snack on our way back to Celestial Park. Where we decided to ride the Constellation Carousel because it looked really pretty lit up at night. It was a little different than your typical carousel, but it was a vibe. That was our preview day at Epic Universe. It was definitely so cool to experience this park with lower crowds before it officially opened. We were fortunate enough to experience just about everything we wanted to do. I definitely see us coming back here. To me, it was just way more impressive than the other Universal parks. It just overall had that immersive feeling that you get when you're in a Disney park, which I loved. Before heading back to our Disney resort, we jumped on a shuttle from Epic Universe to go over to City Walk so that we could grab a late dinner and drink at Margaritaville, and that wrapped up our jam-packed Universal day.